put our sort of neck out, stick our neck out and say that the BJP will form the next government in Jharkhand. Just a quick reminder of what's happening there. You can see the numbers there in Jharkhand at the moment, but it's clear that the Bharatiya Janata Party is the dominant party of Jharkhand, leading in 24 at the moment, the Congress leading in just 2, the JMM in 6, the JVM of Babulal Marandi in 2, others in nil. But the other story, and the story that's going to keep you really engrossed this morning, is Jammu and Kashmir. Take a look at what is happening at the moment in Jammu and Kashmir and the numbers that are coming up. The big picture of Jammu and Kashmir. The PDP is leading in 30, but the BJP is leading in 23. Remember, they won just 11 last time, so they are doubling their votes this time. They are up by 12. In fact, our figures are showing 14 now. The Congress is down, so the BJP is gaining at the expense of the Congress and the PDP is gaining at the expense of the NC, National Conference, and others in 4. But that doesn't tell you the full picture, because take a look at region-wise. What's happening region-wise there in Jammu and Kashmir at the moment? First, look at the Kashmir Valley. In the Kashmir Valley at the moment, there's an interesting picture which is emerging. The PDP is dominant with 18, the NC is with 8, the Congress with 4, and the BJP is leading in 8. The BJP is leading in 8 seats in the valley. Now, this could be one of the big stories of this morning. Remember, the BJP has never won a seat in the valley. Narendra Modi went and campaigned there. The BJP has put a lot of money, a lot of resources in their election in Kashmir Valley. These are, of course, early trends. But the early trends clearly show a major breakthrough. In Jammu, on the other hand, take a look at what is happening in Jammu. And here there's an interesting trend. Many thought the BJP would sweep Jammu. No, the PDP is doing reasonably well. They're winning 11, the BJP 14. The Congress, which once dominated this region, is leading in just 1. The National Conference is leading in 4 seats at the moment. So it's an interesting picture. Halfway mark is 44. Doesn't look like any party at the moment will reach that halfway mark. So with 30, the PDP in pole position, but who will it ally with will be a big question at the moment. That's the question that we must ask our panelists. Who will the PDP ally with? What kind of government will we get? Gaur, what kind of government do you expect?
I think if PDP emerges as the single largest party and will be close to 40-38, then they can also, make an alliance with the other parties like Engineer Rashid's Awami Ittihad Party and other parties like, smaller parties and independent candidates.
So those are all single party. Naeem Akhtar of the PDP is joining me at the moment, spokesperson of the PDP. Mr. Akhtar, it looks like you will emerge almost certainly as the single largest party. So congratulations for that. But I want to know from you, Mr. Akhtar, who will you form an alliance with? Very clearly, I want a clear answer this morning. Who is your preferred alliance partner? You will need an alliance. That's very clear now.
I'm afraid the trends are too early yet, as you are showing 8 seats for BJP in Kashmir Valley.
Yes.
I think it's too early. It could be postal ballots or some other ballots.
Yes.
But it's beyond anybody's imagination that BJP could be taking 8 seats from Kashmir Valley.
No, I take your point.
I think you'll have to wait for a while.
I agree.
Have to wait for a while.
Yes.
But we look to a very comfortable position.
Yes.
But that having been said,
yes,
it is also obvious that BJP is emerging as a political force within the state,
yes,
and is dominant in one of the regions. So
yes,
it's a very complex and complicated situation for Jammu and Kashmir. I think we'll have to go back to the...
Naeem
party.
Sir, I take the fact that it's complicated and complex, but if you had a choice between the Congress and the BJP, because you will need to ally with one of the two, I presume you will not ally with Omar Abdullah. So who would you ally with?
We'll have to go very carefully on this.
Who's your preferred? Who's your preference?
We'll have to go very carefully on this. We'll have to discuss this within the party forums, and we'll have to ensure that no region, no community feels alienated. And that is a very big decision that will be taken by the party's political affairs committee.
No, but I take your point. I'm going to press you one more time.
The answer is obvious, Rajdeep.
Yes, what is the answer?
What is the obvious answer? I'm not going to oblige you on that at this point.
What is the obvious answer?
I'm not going to oblige you on that.
No, there is no obvious answer.
My reply,
yes.
Because you see, Jammu and Kashmir is a very complex state.
Yes.
We have to ensure that the people's voice is heard and it's taken on board. But
right,
how to do that is for the party to take a decision. We'll certainly take a decision on that when we reach there. And it's too early. I'm emphasizing it's too early. You can't give 8 seats is beyond possibility for BJP in Kashmir.
So I take your point. It's a T20 match that we play, and we are in over number 6. We are still only at the moment in
next half an hour. In next half an hour, it will be very clear.
Okay, Sudhanshu Mittal, you were saying it's an obvious choice. What is the obvious choice? Very quickly, what is the obvious choice that the PDP has?
No, I said the answer is obvious.
What is the obvious answer?
He has said.
Yes.
He has said the Political Affairs Committee will take a decision because they want to include all regions and all communities.
Yes.
What does this mean? He has not negated or ruled out the possibility of having an alliance with BJP or Congress.
Yeah,
so need I say more?
Okay.
I mean, everybody will look at the results. Look, let me explain this. Everybody will look at the numbers.
Yes.
Everybody will look at the tally at the end of the day.
Yes.
And what's a sensible proposition in terms of a stable government in Kashmir?
Yes.
Is what they will take. He has clearly spelled out that there's no distinction between the Congress and the BJP as far as they are concerned.
Yes.
They want to look at inclusive regional and communal aspirations, is what he said.
No, one minute, Sudhanshu ji, 1 minute. Anuradha Bhasin, who is the more obvious partner for the PDP if these numbers hold? 31 at the moment to PDP, BJP 18, and I think there's a point in what Naeem Akhtar says, because of postal ballots, it's possible that the BJP's tally in the Kashmir Valley may come down a bit. But do you see a PDP Congress government or a possible PDP BJP government like there was between the PDP and the Congress in 2002? What's the difference between the BJP and the Congress? As Shujat says, the Congress also practiced communal politics on the ground.
Well, much will depend on the arithmetics, how it works out eventually, because right now we have very early trends. But I think for PDP, the least of the evils would be to wean away independents and, fringe groups here and there. But if that doesn't work, their other preference should be Congress. Congress, I mean, at the end of the day, has played Hindutva politics. It has played divisive politics. Even in Jammu and Kashmir, Congress, in the last half a decade, is being looked upon as a party which had a terrible record on the human rights front. And
yet the PDP would like to go with a weakened Congress.
Look, Congress...
So, and this time it will be a 6 years government of Mukti.
Let me explain. One, Congress at the end of the day has had a secular appeal for a long period of time, at least ideologically. And as Mani Shankar Iyer said earlier, it's not very difficult for Congress to go back from its, communal actions to it's a very basic ideology. Number two, which is much more important, is an alliance with the BJP is going to be excessively disastrous for the state, for the PDP. There's an absolute ideological difference between the PDP and the BJP. They'll be pulling in two different directions. Please let me complete. Please let me complete.
Someone who has
can I just complete? You can respond later. There's a complete ideological difference here between the BJP and the PDP. Now, PDP, of course, is posed with this problem, as Naeem Akhtar said, that we need to take into account all shades of opinion, all regions, all communities and all. So they'll try and look for, maybe independence and maybe
at the moment there are no, hold on. You made your point. I want Seshadri Chai to respond to that. Is this alliance not possible? A PDP-BJP alliance, given the nature of the campaign. PDP has accused BJP of being a communal party right through the campaign. Mr. Modi has, of course, as you do during a campaign, attacked the Mufti Saeed and his daughter for promoting dynasty politics. I want to know from you, do you see a possible PDP-BJP alliance, given your position on Article 370, given the manner in which your local leaders in Jammu speak about parties like the PDP, do you think it is possible for an alliance?
See, PDP has been part of Vajpayee government. NC has also been part. NC and PDP both have done business with BJP. So it's not new.
So it's not
ideologies,
a new thing.
Ideologies are there. But more importantly, I think both PDP, BJP, National Conference and the Congress are all very pragmatic and realistic politics has to be played. And if PDP is not in a position to form a government with either the Congress support or the independent support, as she is saying, which is very unlikely as of today.
Yes.
If PDP is falling short of more than 14 seats or 15 seats, and if the Congress or others are not going to get that seat, if BJP is the only party which is going to get that seat, there are two scenarios that can emerge.
Yes.
PDP could form a minority government with BJP in the opposition and supporting the government on issues.
That's an interesting point, because there is an opportunity also here for Narendra Modi to reach out to Mufti Mohammad Saeed at a moment when Narendra Modi would like to perhaps reach out to a leader like Mufti Mohammad Saeed.
Politics does not operate in a vacuum.
Yes.
6 months ago, Mr. Modi came on this Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas.
Yes.
Then in the Jammu Kashmir elections itself, as the two panelists from Kashmir have testified, that they've played a very cynical, opportunistic game, one in the valley and one, and people are not fools.
Yes.
Third, in the last 1 month, the development, we have the leader of the RSS with every member of the BJP says RSS is our mother, says India is a Hindu Rashtra. This whole conversion thing is happening. I mean,
so it's an opportunity. Look at it from Narendra Modi's point of view.
Narendra Modi is not Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. That's why what the
Narendra
PDP
Modi
may
may want
done.
to be Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
Well, he hasn't shown any signs of it in the last 1 month.
This is a moment for Narendra Modi. This is a moment for Narendra Modi.
Well,
you see
Mr. Modi
for a leopard to become an elephant.
No, hold on.
Rubbish. There is no way in which Modi can outgrow himself. Whereas Vajpayee did outgrow himself. The attempt to compare a BJP under Vajpayee with a BJP under Modi is a non-starter.
Manisha Priyam, do you see an opportunity for Narendra Modi, given the manner in which he's been encircled by a section of Sangh Parivar, reaches out to a Mufti Mohammad Saeed and says, let's form some kind of government, I will make you chief minister for 6 years?
Well, I would put my bet on saying that he would want to remain, or his party would want to remain outside of the government, but support the PDP.
So a minority government of the kind that is being spoken of by Seshadri Chari.
Absolutely. And that allows Mr. Mufti Mohammad Saeed to play his leadership role within Jammu and Kashmir as its rightful chief minister, if he were to be so. And it allows him also to negotiate with Mr. Narendra Modi from an uneven but a somewhat taller footing than most of the chief ministers of India. So that's the aspiration that I can see that's coming out of Jammu and Kashmir. That you want to be treated differently, you will be treated differently. You have a higher than other chief ministers position and you bargain with the centre. They do want to have that relationship with the centre for its resources, for the development support that the centre can provide.
Hold on. A quick response. Before that, I just want to play Hina Bhatt. She is one of the BJP faces at the moment in the valley. Listen in to her, and then I want to get Sudhindra Kulkarni to respond to that. If Vajpayee could tie up with Mufti Mohammad Saeed, why can't Narendra Modi also do the same? But first, let's listen in to what Hina Bhatt has to say, and then I'll come to you, Sudhindra Kulkarni.
Waging a political battle to accomplish Modi's Mission 44 is BJP's Amira Kadal candidate, Dr. Hina Bhatt. She is right here with us. Anticipation, expectations and nervous moments for you, ma'am.
No nervous moments. Just excited what the result is going to be. And I'm praying to God, those people should win who will do best for people. And now we really need a good governance for Jammu and Kashmir because we have suffered a lot.
You're leading in your constituency right now. That's what
we're getting the same.
The smile is broadening?
Yeah, I was smiling yesterday also, today also, and inshallah by evening also all the time I'll be smiling. So let's see, let's hope.
But the exit polls talk about BJP falling short of the Mission 44 margin. So what are the options available for you all?
I really appreciate their hard work. They must be doing really good hard work. But results finally coming up. What people have and for who people have voted. So very soon it's going to come out. And let's see how much it matches with the exit poll.
So if BJP is short of numbers, are you ready to support the PDP or the National Conference? Who's the lesser devil?
It's too early to talk about it right now because it's just early morning.
I'm just asking about your personal opinion. Would you prefer the PDP to the National Conference? Because there's a lot of anti-incumbency against the National Conference.
Yeah, I know. We'll discuss it late in the afternoon.
Okay, so Hina Bhatt is among those who's leading, but the BJP's leads in the Kashmir Valley, as we expected, have come down now. They've come to 3. So the in the valley, the BJP at the moment is only leading in 3. We'll have to see whether they can hold on to those leads, because that would be a significant breakthrough for the party. On the other hand, Omar Abdullah is leading in one of his seats. He's trailing in the other. And Mufti Mohammad Saeed, likely to be the next chief minister, is leading at the moment in Anantnag. But Sudhindra Kulkarni, the question I posed, why can't Narendra Modi do an Atal Bihari Vajpayee and reach out to a Mufti Mohammad Saeed? Do you see that as a possibility?
It is certainly a possibility. You know, in politics, what seems impossible today happens tomorrow,
yes,
due to compulsions of democracy. You know, look at what happened, you know, in Vajpayee's government. National Conference, yes, was a coalition partner, and both Farooq Abdullah and his son Omar Abdullah were ministers in Vajpayee's government. And now go back to the early 1950s. It is Sheikh Abdullah who arrested, yes, the founder of the Jan Sangh, Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee.
Yes. Yes.
They came a long way later,
yes,
to make National Conference a coalition partner in the government at the center.
Yes.
So what seemed impossible in the 1950s and 60s and 70s and 80s became possible later.
Yes.
Similarly, for the sake of stable government in Jammu and Kashmir, which has enormous national significance,
yes,
looking at the trends today, the stablest government would be one that is a coalition between the PDP and the BJP.
Right. You know, as we said, there's also the possibility of the outside support being given to the Mufti government. But Priyanka Chaturvedi of the Congress, on the other hand, your best case scenario is that if the PDP reaches about 35 seats and they need 7 or 8 and you have those 7 or 8 to give them. This time I hope the Congress will not say that we want 3 years of our Chief Minister and 3 years of Mufti Mohammad Saeed. Will it be different this time and say, no, this time Mr. Mufti Mohammad Saeed, you take 6 years. Because last time one of the problems was the Congress insisted on 3 years of leadership for themselves.
No, I do agree with whatever happened in the past is another thing. What we are heading into is another thing altogether. So we are jumping the gun here and taking a decision what the outcome would be. These are early trends. What I'd like to mention here is I'm very certain, firstly, what is very clear as far as these trends are concerned, that Narendra Modi's 44 formula has failed, at least in Jammu and Kashmir. And the entire Prime Minister campaigning in Jammu and Kashmir
Madam, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Having said that, please allow me to speak. Please allow me to speak. I did not interrupt any one of you, please.
Madam, I will let you speak. I just want to say, Priyanka ji, that the fact is the BJP is set to double its tally as of now in Jammu and Kashmir and is set to sweep Jharkhand. I'm just telling you the facts at the moment.
No, can we start? No, can I talk about Jammu and Kashmir right now? I will also discuss Jharkhand as well.
Yes.
But having said that, please understand, Bharatiya Janata Party went with a mission 44.
Yes.
It hasn't worked for them, very clearly. It is, yes, it might have doubled its tally, but considering how they fared during the Lok Sabha polls and what is happening right now, is a huge difference. And Narendra Modi having to, spending his Diwali days in Jammu and Kashmir, campaigning there, out there, hasn't really worked as far as the Mission 44 plan is concerned. All I'd like to mention here, as far as PDP is concerned and who they choose as their alliance partners in the coming days, I'm certain that they have realized that how Bharatiya Janata Party has been as an alliance partner as far as their partnership in Maharashtra is concerned, how they behave with their partners in Jharkhand, how they behave with their partners in Haryana and what they did to them. I'm very certain that PDP would realize the challenge of partnering with someone like the Bharatiya Janata Party, how opportunistic Bharatiya Janata Party has been, and how they have clearly worked against their alliance partners. So they would look at all these permutations and combinations before they choose.
Ma'am, I take your point. I take your point, Priyanka ji, but it's amusing how the Congress, even in an hour of defeat, somewhere finds what are the weaknesses in the other side. That's what a political spokesperson is supposed to do.
Can I make a point, Mr. Sardesai?
No, ma'am, I've got other guests.
Allow me to answer this.
No, I'm not going to allow you right away.
No, we must understand that in Jammu and Kashmir, we've been a stakeholder. We haven't been a majority partner till date. So having said that, it's not an hour of defeat. Please understand, we are in a total position where we can negotiate on our terms and conditions.
Okay, so you are, as a junior partner, you can negotiate. Junaid Mattu, Junaid Mattu of the National Conference has been waiting for some time. Mr. Mattu, the National Conference at the moment, mixed results. You're not doing as badly as some suggested. But at the same time, you're clearly not going to form the next government. Omar Abdullah himself is trailing in one seat, leading in the other. The ideal solution, some would say, is why doesn't Omar Abdullah and Mehbooba Mufti meet over a cup of kawa and decide to form a government together? Bury all these old antagonisms. You can form a stable government, a government that you claim will represent aspirations of the valley at least. Junaid Mattu, what are the NC's options?
Rajdeep, those might be ideal solutions in a TV studio.
Yes.
Idealism is a very relative term.
Absolutely.
These trends are also a little confusing because a couple of channels, all 3 channels are contradicting each other, 4 channels are contradicting each other on the early trends. So I will wait. It is too premature to say. Not enough proportion of votes have been counted for these trends to be, satisfying that these are actual projections of what is going to happen. That said, we have been saying that our performance is going to be much better than what the exit polls have been given us. In the parliament elections, if you remember, we led in 4 assembly segments. So if we come up and bounce back, now it is a question of how well we have bounced back. But I'm very confident that our performance is going to be much better than what you guys are projecting us to get.
I love it the way you're now saying that, the media is often targeted at times whenever political parties are losing
No, I'm not targeting anybody.
Okay.
I'm just telling you that there seems to be a contradiction in the early trends.
Yes.
Let us wait at least half an hour on an hour. I'm here. Let's talk after that. Maybe the trends are right.
Yes.
But I think they are inadequate at this point of time.
Okay. But the trends which are clearly adequate, Manisha, and I think we can... just a minute, Sudhanshu. I think we can say once and for all that the BJP has now reached the halfway mark in Jharkhand. So the BJP in Jharkhand is set to form the next government. The BJP, as of now, out of 81 seats, has reached 41 seats. There will be, for the first time in the history of Jharkhand, a state formed in 2003. Elections have been held, which have thrown up hung assemblies. This time, you will get a majority government. Is that a good sign for Jharkhand? Do you really believe, given the track record of the BJP governments also in the past, not very impressive, that this time can be different? Will there be something different? Can Jharkhand look with hope at this election result?
Jharkhand will indeed look at hope at this election result because as policies or at the state level where much of the implementation of most policies is done, legislative majorities are required, and this had been eluding the state in such a manner that most often said that Jharkhand is a failed state. So this would be indeed a new moment of hope. How the whole thing unfurls is for the years when it comes and to be seen. But at the moment, Jharkhand is going to celebrate at this moment of majority, something that it had not been able to celebrate even in its formation in 2000 and had been somewhat continuing with the rebellion image. That state which is always going to rebel against what is the established trend, whether it's an Ulgulan, whether it's the Jaipal Singh moment, or in what you saw as fractured and factualized mandates in the past.
Can I give a historical sense to this? Because, Sudhanshu Mittal, Uttarakhand got a relatively progressive chief minister in Narayan Dutt Tiwari. You have had Raman Singh in Chhattisgarh, who's provided stable government for that state. Jharkhand has missed that. And the BJP leadership of Jharkhand has been none too impressive. There has never been any BJP leader really who has stood out for progressive development policy. Many believe actually the most progressive was Babulal Marandi, who's now today in the opposition, and you let him go. I want to know, who is that leader? Where is the Raman Singh that you are going to find in Jharkhand? Yashwant Sinha, you have already put into a Margdarshak Mandal. You have virtually retired him. So who is the person you are going to find in Jharkhand? Please tell me.
Rajdeep, you have to understand that a leader only performs if he has if the political environment is conducive to performance. You see, when you talked about Babulal Marandi,
yes,
he was removed because there were vested interests who revolted against him.
From your own party.
He did not have the majority.
From your own party. No, Sudhanshu Mittal. No, that's not true. The fact is the BJP's performance in Jharkhand when in power has been less than impressive, unlike in a Chhattisgarh. Let's be clear, Raman Singh, for all his weaknesses, has provided a relatively good government. But you have failed to do that in Jharkhand. That's the truth. You said it's a prosperous state, but it remains one of the poorest states of the country.
Rajdeep, you are echoing what I earlier said. The problem was because of the unstable polity. You had individuals who were supporting the government who were blackmailers.
Yes.
And no government, the government was, the hands were tied because they would withdraw their support and the government would fall.
Yes.
That's been the history of Jharkhand. I am so happy that the era of Guruji's maverick maneuvers is over now. You know, a man who was instrumental in the creation of the state did the greatest disservice by his naked aspirations of wielding power through.
So you're saying that Shibu Soren, the likes of Shibu Soren and Madhu Koda boycott, blackmailed you. Yes.
You also had a Rajya Sabha candidate called Anshuman Mishra. You had to withdraw him. So they were not naked aspirations of one, but many. And what was actually happening in Jharkhand, that it was the people, I don't like to use the term naked, it's a very bad term, but it's for the people who are clutching onto grasses. Many promises not fulfilled, either in your rule or in any other stable coalition form. And the governments at the center would not penalize the chief ministers who were runaway barons.
But the fact is, Manisha, this time you have a stable government coming into place. You have Narendra Modi, who's set a lot of expectations, given a lot of promises to the people. He's set the bar very high in Jharkhand. So this time there will be no excuses. This time there cannot be any excuses.
He's gone on to say that he is going to give the coal royalties back to the state. So very, very specific promises. My worry is that can the poor people of Jharkhand now turn around and hold him accountable to the promises that have been made in Jharkhand? Remember, these promises were made in poll campaigns and from poll platforms. Who's going to keep the government at the center accountable? That's going to be the continuing challenge as a new government comes in.
Sudhanshu Mittal, I will get you to respond, but I want to tell our viewers that what is happening in Jammu and Kashmir is fascinating. Gap between BJP and the PDP is down to just 2. The BJP now leading in 26, the PDP in 28. The smile on Seshadri Chari's face is getting wider. He's asked for another cup of coffee as a result, which we will provide him with. But Sudhanshu, just to finish that argument, are you going to give an assurance today that there will be no more excuses in Jharkhand? That if you don't provide good government now, don't blame the Madhu Koda, Shibu Sorens anymore. Now it is a BJP government. You have to deliver. And at that moment, our OB van has switched off. Maybe that's a sign of the time when it comes to Jharkhand. Are you going to tell us that? Will you deliver this time or not? Come what may. Mr. Seshadri, Jharkhand good government or not?
Yes, we will deliver, no doubt about it. But Rajdeep, I want to make a very larger point here.
Yes.
I would go back to the differences between arithmetic and
chemistry
of the voters.
Yes.
You will be surprised if you go to some other websites which gives the percentage of vote.
Yes.
You will be shocked if I tell you that JMM, which is not leading in Jharkhand, has backed 30% of the votes. And BJP, leading more than 60 seats, has got 27% of votes.
Okay, so essentially the BJP, we'll have to check that.
And let me
we'll have to check that, sir. I want to hold you.
Wait. Let me also tell about Jammu and Kashmir.
A party with 30% and 27%. So we'll have to wait. It may be in a region.
No, I'm quoting the Election Commission of India.
It's wrong. I am willing to stick my neck out and say the Election Commission cannot give 30% to the JMM and 27% to the BJP, and this is the margin. It is wrong. So we will check that. It could be in a particular region where the JMM dominates. We'll have to see that. But I'll come back to that. The interesting point though is Jharkhand now has a majority government for the first time since it was formed in 2000. A huge opportunity for Narendra Modi and whoever is the Chief Minister of Jharkhand to deliver a good government. Jharkhand needs a good government, one of the poorest parts of the country. So does Jammu and Kashmir, one of the most sensitive parts of the country, and that is where a fascinating battle